Seriously, Marvel? Is this the best you can do, or are you out of ideas? Maybe DC is laughing at this because Marvel doesn't have any more ideas.
Alright, me hearties, make sure that you hit the like button on this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Also, I've started uploading content onto Rumble, so make sure to follow me over there. And don't forget to follow me over on X, where my handle is Dr. Disaster 1. But let's take a look at this talk that Jinx Monsoon wants to become the next Mystique. The truly hilarious thing is that Disney is just stupid and pathetic enough that I could actually see them trying this out. After all, you have to remember that Disney was the one footing the bill for the past few seasons of Doctor Who, meaning that back then they were perfectly on board with Jinx Monsoon being one of the big bad villains in that show, and no matter how poorly their ratings drop on any of their IPs, no matter how bad the viewership gets, they don't seem capable of realizing what they need to do in order to turn things around. Of course, this news recently came out where they acknowledged that they had lost the male portion of their audience, having ruined Star Wars and the MCU by trying to turn them into girl brands. They have been paying lip service to the idea that they want to find a new masculine IP in order to bring the male audience back.
You know what they say? It's too little too late. I think by the time Marvel or Disney even got a new idea, all the male viewers that once loved Marvel or Disney, they're all but gone. Understand one thing. Mystique is a shapeshifter, okay? She can shapeshift as anybody. Man, woman, doesn't matter. And that same goes for Chameleon. Chameleon can disguise himself or her, whichever it is you want to say, as anybody. Whether it's man, woman, anything. Oh boy, this is gonna be bad. Although I don't think they're going to replace Hugh Jackman as Wolverine since, well, Hugh Jackman is the Wolverine.
Let's not kid ourselves. Even if they did find something that guys liked, the screeching harpy feminists that infest the offices of Disney would piss and whine about it until it got altered into something that guys don't like any longer. But anyways, let's talk about this news that Jinx wants to be cast as Mystique. I learned about it from this article in Cosmic Book News, link in the description. It says here, with the X-Men getting rebooted in the MCU following Avengers Secret Wars, the Wokies are all coming out, throwing their names in the bag, following rumors that Hunter Schafer and maybe even Elliot Page are being eyed for an X-Men role. Now the trans actor who recently appeared on Disney's Doctor Who, Jinx Monsoon, comes out and wants to play Mystique. The actor appeared on Vulture's Good One podcast and said a trans actor should play Mystique, and here is the clip in question.
Okay, before that, listen, doesn't matter you want to play anything. Look, I'm not against it. But understand one thing. If you attack the people, attack the audience by saying, oh, if you don't like it, don't buy it. Or in this case, if you don't like it, don't watch it, touch grass. Or in the case of Bella Ramsey, who says, if you hate it, don't watch it. The game still exists. Play the game, which Bella Ramsey, people universally hated The Last of Us. Even though they sold a lot of copies, the majority of them hated it. Because if this person, if Jinx Monsoon attacked the audience, and I do mean if, they can't recover from this. Or perhaps even better, if they say something similar to Rachel Zegler, who, I don't know, say that Trump supporters can know no peace, which is something that is probably going to end up alienate every single viewers. Yes, everyone. Not just in the streaming service, but in the movie theaters.
Can I manifest something?
Sure, yeah.
Marvel now has regained the rights to X-Men. I think it would be a really cool idea to have a trans woman be Mystique. She is my favorite Marvel character of all time. And I relate to her so much, and I think a lot of trans people do. And we think about how nice it would be to be able to just blend in and not have everyone pay attention to us if we don't want.
I don't believe you.
Now, let's just be real here. These people do want attention at all times, which is why this sort of thing is constantly in the news in the first place. Gender ideology is the politics of pure narcissism. These are not people who want to be left alone. These are people who want us talking about them at all times. That is the entire point of asking people to respect their pronouns. If they wanted to be left alone, they wouldn't worry about how other people address them. They would simply go about their transformations and then live their lives. Going to work, eating meals, paying taxes, living their day-to-day lives, but that is not enough for people like this. People like Bella Ramsey asked to be referred to with pronouns that typically are used for multiple people, like they, them. And folks like this freak out if you don't play along, so I don't want to hear this crap where they try to claim that they want to be left alone. That is what everyone else wants. But let's watch the rest of this clip.
And then we also relate to the fact that, like, she's not accepted in her original form. So she has to transition to even walk around people. I texted my agent that I was like, I don't know what's going on there, but please start dropping my name.
Well, it's time someone told you, no one f***ing likes that!
The thing is, people don't want this garbage, not at all. That is why Doctor Who was so poorly received these past few seasons. It was chock full of LGBT stuff. That is why people were celebrating so hard when Nintendo cast the actors for the live-action Legend of Zelda movie, and we found out that Hunter Schafer was not being cast for Zelda. Hunter being the trans woman actor who certain people were really trying to push for that role. But this is also why people have been laughing their asses off at the news that Bella Ramsey, the non-binary actor from The Last of Us, they have been laughing at the news that Bella was asking Disney to be cast as Spider-Man. This shit is about as popular as cat piss salad dressing. Nobody wants this kind of actor front and center in these IPs, especially not the male audience, who are typically very against this sort of stuff.
And here's the problem when it comes to this. Don't forget, the MCU and the DC both have their own multiverse. So this is going to be a problem to convince them because, frankly, they will use probably anybody. Well, it is the multiverse. That's the excuse Marvel and DC is going to use. I mean, they don't care. This is the reason why people are laughing at it. What do we know about Hollywood? They will never listen to critics, or in this case feedback. They'll brush it aside. Right now, according to Mr. H review, Hollywood box office is burning and people are not getting worried from what I've heard. I will put the video in the pinned comment from Mr. H review. This is how I do it. If I were to create a book about a superhero or anything, you wanna know what I would wrote? I would not tell that character sexuality forcefully, okay? I would just put in a dialogue. Because remember one thing, dialogue is the only reason, which in my opinion, dialogue is the reason, or in this case, the key to know either a character's backstory, origin, superpower, where they got it, and most importantly, sexuality and romance. Because even though you cannot tell the romance, or in this case, make a romance paragraph or anything, you just describe it. Now again, for Hunter Schafer, you know what, I'm gonna say it. Nintendo didn't cast it because, don't forget, Nintendo is still mainly a Japanese company, the source of it, okay? Yes, there are Nintendo America, but the real kicker, the real origin of Nintendo is Japan, okay? Think about it for a second. If Hollywood box office, or in this case, people don't watch Hollywood, or how about this? What's gonna happen when no one is going to watch these woke movies? Because right now, Hollywood, if you don't know, is in shambles with all these ICE raids and massive protests and massive looting. Who's gonna watch the movie? Because I know most revenue for Hollywood will come from LA. And not all of it, but majority of it. And without that, how can Hollywood survive? Yes, there are some places in the US have theaters or streaming service. And the next question is, what happened to all those money? Let's just say Marvel, or in this case, the upcoming X-Men, got a lot of money. The box office was good. The question is, what's gonna happen to those money? Where did it go? Every time a Marvel movie does good, all those revenues goes to another flop. I mean, you guys have what? Deadpool and Wolverine. I'm 100% certain the MCU is going to produce another flop. If I were a creator like Stan Lee or anything, I would be disappointed when my source material is being bastardized, okay? This is a disrespect of source material, and I'm 100% certain Stan Lee, if he is still alive, he hates it. 100%. Leave a like and subscribe if you want gaming news, gaming theories, or you just want to see me play games. Visit my first, third, and fourth channel up here or link in the description.